Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of FS-360 PODSESSION. On today's show, we have Lebo Mokgabudi, a financial inclusion consultant passionate about building an inclusive digital economy in Africa. I hope you enjoy this very interesting chat with Lebo. Good morning, Lebo. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you, Fernando?
I'm very well. I can see that you are in a shiny day over there.
Yes, it's lovely summer here in South Africa.
Okay, amazing. Do you believe that digital financial inclusion can trigger a major social and economic impact in Africa?
Definitely. It goes unsaid. So what I really loved about this type of work is that you see the value of it immediately. So you see it enables small mom and pop shop or small traders, right, who historically sell, sweets and tomatoes on the street, but enables them to then sell digital financial services, and they really make a lot of money. So you see the impact quickly beyond a slide that says, digital inclusion is great, but you almost transform a small shop that sells sweets and chocolates and whatever to now sell, do cash ins and cash out, and they have an extra income, extra revenue stream. Then from the people that actually use digital financial services, if it's a good product that actually has the right pricing, right, relevant pricing for the unbanked people, then it's effective.
And what do you think, of course, we spoke about data costs. What else do you think is required to increase financial inclusion in Africa?
Oh, there's so much. Okay. So from an infrastructure point of view, you've definitely talked about the data cost. That is definitely something that needs to be reduced. From a regulation point of view, so currently the regulation in most countries, South Africa being one of them, regulation enables banks, right, to do financial services. I think we need to have a tiered structure, tiered licensing structure, where it enables fintech to get licenses. So obviously, the risk that the fintech would incur comparatively to a bank is different. So you can't expect a fintech startup to adhere to the same licensing rules that a bank does. It just doesn't make sense. I think another thing that there is financial literacy. So I think there needs to be more investment from the whole ecosystem on education as a whole, educating the consumer on digital services, right, on financial services. Why is it good for them?
I fully agree with you, because you need to get the basics right. You need to make sure that people understand these products, people understand these solutions. So I really believe that those are two very important pillars in terms of making sure that we increase financial inclusion, not only in Africa, but overall in the world, right? But because even in developed countries, financial literacy is an issue, right? People can be aware of basic financial products, but they're not aware of the wider range of products that they have available and how to use them. So financial literacy to me is really a key pillar to make sure that people really understand the services and the products that pretty much the industry, whether the banks or the fintechs, are offering. So can you take us through the financial inclusion landscape in South Africa right now?
So in South Africa, people are banked, right? So you only have about 24% unbanked people. So people are banked, right? But having bank accounts does not necessarily mean that you're inclusive. So I think from an industry point of view, we've really focused on opening bank accounts or opening a financial services account. And that does not mean you are included, right? So in South Africa, we have is that people have bank accounts, but the minute they get their salaries, they cash out, right? They do a withdrawal. So let's talk to the low income consumer, the person, the cleaner, the security guards, that level of consumer. The minute they get their salaries, whether it's on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, they tend to withdraw all their income and then pay for food, pay for school fees, pay for everything they need to pay for. So they don't actually use that bank account as a bank account should be used. It's largely it's still a cash ecosystem, where people, especially the low income consumer, they buy food using cash. They pay for their services and anything they need to do using cash. So it is a largely cash economy. So some can say it's inclusive, but it actually isn't. I think the market is changing. So what we have now is also retailers are really playing in the market. We have retailers like ShopRite, Checkers, and Pick and Pay that are playing in the digital financial services market and are enabling remittances. So we have ShopRite, the retailers are enabling domestic remittances, enabling people to send money right from one province to the other, and that is quite affordable. It goes at about 10 Rand. So that people are using that to send money between each other across the country, and that service enables people to send money across the border to Zimbabwe and Lesotho.
Yeah.
You have other players like Mama Money and Mukuru that are also enabling cross-border remittances in South Africa and the neighboring countries around South Africa. So there is a lot of activity happening.
All right, Lebo, thank you very much for that perspective. Thank you very much for your time. It was a very insightful chat. Thank you for finding the time. I hope to see you soon in London, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep making an impact on the continent.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye.